It's been some vicious sell-off in the market for sure, but it could open some opportunities. So first off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. We will go to a Megatrend theme that I call alternative energy. If you look here at the average performance vis-a-vis the S&P 500, it is a pretty sizable outperformance. One of the interesting companies here is Ocean Power Technologies. They are into the wave energy business. Huge move from the 52-week lows, but it has been through a sizable correction. So let's explore that company in more detail. First, let's go to the company's website. So oil and gas. So Powerboys, their Powerboys are ideal for offshore oil and gas as it provides its source of power from the very environment it is deployed in. And that is something that the oil and gas companies will do to improve their ESG rating. The OPTT technology assists to increase understanding of climate change, ecosystem health, energy resource, and weather patterns. Obviously, also very much, in demand. The Powerboys provide a stable communications platform to enable expansion to existing networks, defense, and security. OPTT technologies would reduce manpower needs, increase unattended surveillance sensors, and monitor technology deployment. So basically, they have a bunch of ways in which they can commercialize their system. I think I will read through more of this page after we have done, the charts and the fundamentals. Okay, so here is OPTT, based on, the monthly performance, how often does it close higher than it opened. And you can see that, generally speaking, this stock is through some rough times. There's clearly some bearishness here in the monthly seasonality. At least when we look at it longer term, if we do change it up a bit, last 8 years, well, April is one of the stronger months, March is weak, but there are, generally speaking, here issues with this seasonality. So let's look at the charts. So this is the big picture, weekly data points, and we go back here to 2016. As you can see, it's been through some very rough times, hence what we saw with the monthly performance makes sense when we look at a stock that is down minus 91-ish% within this time frame. If we zoom in a bit, well, let's actually go here to the daily data points and zoom out. Okay, so here we have, a very beautiful rounding bottom pattern. So even though long term the stock is down huge, as we saw with the performance from the 52-week lows, it's up a lot. So let's actually measure from this low here, like that, to the recent high. That's 2000%. And so this is a very good example of the alpha that can be generated by buying low and, of course, also selling high. Because the most important thing for you when you take a position in a security is your entry. And that is the big thing that many people miss. From a technical standpoint, this is a very nice rounding bottom pattern. It just is. It's a key pattern. This has developed over, let's measure. 772 days. So a lot of money has gone into creating this pattern. You see here with these cyclical rhythms that the bears have many times tried to push down, only for the bulls to come back again. So we can see that there are these cycles here, larger cycles, and also we do have some smaller cyclicality as well. But you can see that this stock, which is in the wave business, it moves itself in these waves. If you look here at the green 50-day moving average, support, testing for support again. Historically speaking, it has worked as a support level. Hence, that favors the bulls in this case. Combining that with this cyclical nature. It's interesting, certainly. Looking here at the RSI, we can also see that ever since, this capitulation low, these kinds of low levels that we are testing now, they tend to be bought. We were lower back here, but that is the only time we were lower on the RSI. That's also interesting. The history here, as we look at more and more data, supports a more bullish thesis. The weakness I see here is definitively here in the accumulation distribution. I would certainly want to see that higher, because this shows us whether there's an increase in buyers or sellers. So there is a bit of a bearish divergence there. Okay. When we go to Finviz, they draw this trend line support. There's also resistance levels. Options are available. That is one way to get leveraged exposure. And also to protect yourself. So let's say that you have 100 shares of Ocean Power. You can have some put protections. So that is very beneficial, especially given the huge percentage moves. Performance, they are pretty good, but due to this pullback, it's a way to buy at a lower level. The problem I have here is that we have the target price, but you see that a lot of these price targets are old. But based on the data we do have, they suggest a 55% upside based on the current price of the stock. When we go to Saks.com, they do not have any style scores. The industry rank is okay, top 40%, alternative energy. When we look here at the market cap, this is a very small company, $143 million in the market cap. So this is very small. So this is definitively in the high risk, high reward box. So definitively expect big moves. Okay, so let's explore the company's website in a bit more detail. So, information from the oceans can help us understand climate change and natural disasters while also providing sources for food and energy. Persistent, reliable, and cost-effective instrumentation, communication, and power sources are necessary to support the maritime activities to obtain such information. Present solutions and technologies suffer from the need for costly and repetitive maintenance as well as the rather limited electric power output they provide. So they are a pioneer in renewable wave energy technology that converts ocean wave energy into electricity. So OPTT maintains its leadership status in wave energy-based renewable energy through research and development. Their PowerBoy system integrates patented technologies in hydrodynamics, electronics, power conversion, and energy storage, and intelligent computer control systems to maximize the extraction and conversion of natural energy in ocean waves. The result is a leading-edge, ocean-tested, proprietary power conversion and management system that turns wave power into reliable, clean, and environmentally beneficial electricity for offshore applications. So here is their power boys. So let's look at some images. This is how it looks like. Here we have the hybrid power boy, the subsea battery. Okay, so to sum up here, my take on this company. Looking at the theme, I'm definitively, bullish. Alternative energy is a strong trend. Though my favorites are certainly solar and nuclear. This company is interesting. The technicals are supporting a bullish thesis. The fundamentals have they basically have a bullish lean to them. Seasonality was not good, but we can explain the seasonality simply by what has been happening to the stock. It's down a lot from the lows. No, from the highs. From the highs, it is down a lot. Okay, from the highs, the stock is down a lot. So basically, this is a high risk, high reward setup. Very interesting, but certainly on the speculative end due to the size of the company.